Hi everyone, in today's video I am going to talk a little bit about this tote bag that I've made. It's part of our Granny Square series of videos. So far we have in part 1 how to do this solid granny square. In part 2 we moved on to a colour changing granny square. In part 3, I showed you how to join two squares together with a single crochet here, which gives this lovely raised join. We have also covered the solid granny square, and in the next video, I will talk about a daisy granny square. But today we're going to talk about how you put together this particular tote bag. Let's just move this to one side and bring down this template that I have prepared, and I'm going to talk you through this. You can download this and I will put a link in the description below as to where you can find your own copy. You just literally put your email in and I will send you a copy of this template, because this might look complicated but it really isn't. To make this tote bag, you need to make 13 granny squares. You can choose them exactly how you want, and in fact if we look at this chart, this will help you design how you want your squares to look. So I'm going to relate this chart to the sample that I have next to me. So this is I'm going to use my crochet hook as a pointer. So our top two, that one and that one, are these two here. This is the middle one, the pink. Then on the outside we've got two granny squares in navy, and these are folded because they go round to the back. Then we have below the pink, we have this one, the bottom, which has a fold as well because that goes up to the back. And then the whole process is repeated on the other side. So this chart shows you exactly where to make your folds. One on the left, one on the right, and one at the bottom. And then you're going to join these points here and stitch it all together. So as well as showing you the layout of your granny squares, this template also shows you the order in which to stitch them together. So once you've laid them out, I would put them on a carpet or on a sofa so that you can see where you're going. And you're going to join them so that you have the front of your granny square facing each other, and you're literally going to start at that point there where it says number 1 on the template. So you go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. I've tried to make this really easy so that you can join all in one go, and I would set aside a little bit of time, maybe an hour or so, to do the first bit of the joining, and then you can tick it off on your template as you go. So we start at 1 and we're joining these two squares together, and we come down here. We then add in these two squares to go to 3, and then these two squares to go to 4. Now it won't be folded like mine is, but you're going to continue in the same vein. 1 to 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. Then where there's a little gap here, we will have joined at 5. We'll go from 8 through 5 to 9. And then they're basically nearly all, this bottom half is sewn together. Then we're going to go across here from 9 to 10, which will secure through 3, up to 11 and down to 12. At that point we've run out, but we've still got a few things to join up. I would then at that point fold between 4 and 9 so that 12 and 13 and 14 and 15 are squished together. So on this, that is this point here where my finger is, and that point where my finger is. So that is 13, that is 14. And so 12 and 15 will also be on there as well, because we were folded those together. Then I would start to stitch all the remaining gaps. So you go from 12 to 9 and from 15 to 4. And that will join this bit and this bit. Then you're going to have a few gaps. I hope you're following me. It's not as difficult as it looks. In practice, you will find it much easier with this video going at the same time. You can stop and start it. Now I decided here that I would do a single strap. So I joined this seam and this seam. So these are going, it's just going to have a very small opening because I want it to be quite secure. And therefore I only need a single strap. A lot of patterns will leave all of this open, this lovely V shape or this M shape if you like. That side, it will all be open, in which case you will need 2 straps. So it's entirely up to you. We'll come on to doing straps at a later stage, but I just thought I'd like to give you this granny tote bag template so that you, when you're doing your granny squares, you've got something to aim at. And I may well line this with some fabric when it's completely finished. So I hope you found that useful. Take care. This is how to structure a granny tote bag. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.